What is up, guys? Eddie Hates Anime here, and welcome to an episode of This Is What My Hair Looks Like After I Get Out the Shower. It's very wet. It sucks. So pretty much this video is going to be an overview of what I'm going to be watching this fall anime season, as well as my thoughts going into it. I've watched most of these anime's first episodes, so I can already give you a little bit of the details and what makes it good or bad, but I actually don't think any of these shows are bad so far. So let me go through the shows that I'm going to be watching, or have already started technically. Noblesse, Akudama Drive, Tonikawa, Dragon Quest, Jujutsu Kaisen, Talentless Nana, By the Grace of Gods, Journey of Elaina, The Day I Became a God, Adechi to Shimamura, and Higurashi. I will be going through each of these individually and talking about what I think of them so far, so don't worry. I'll also say if I recommend them so far or not, because I mean, even though it's an episode, I can kind of see if they're going to be, really good or really bad, or just in between. So let's just get right into it. First off, do I need to even say it? Tonikawa. I love Tonikawa. Before the anime came out, I made the manga review, and that's actually done pretty well. It's almost at 500 views. So not much to go through, but I will say a little bit. It's about this guy named Nasa who meets his wife and they become married, and then it's a rom-com of their married life. That's all I need to say. Tonikawa is probably will be my favorite of the season because of a crazy amount of bias. It is my favorite romance manga out right now, so it's not surprising that I'm super hyped for the anime. But the animation looks solid. The opening is, it is god tier. So I definitely recommend this one. It is beautiful. It's amazing. It's funny. It's everything that you need a romantic comedy to be. So next, let's go to Dragon Quest. Dragon Quest, funny story, I actually was very confused going in because it reminded me of a game I played back in the day called Dragon Warrior on the Game Boy Color, but it turns out Dragon Warrior is one of the Dragon Quest franchise games. It's like a side story thing, so I was like, dang, this is dope. Dai is an amazing character, and I'm gonna be hella biased for this one probably too, just because I grew up playing the side games in the franchise, but Dragon Quest feels like, and it's probably because it's been a show before, but it feels classic. It just has that classic feel. Also the art style, and I know that Dai at least was designed by Akira Toriyama, the same man that made Dragon Ball, so that definitely is a nostalgic look for a lot of Dragon Ball fans, I feel like, or even Dragon Quest fans, since it was an old show. To my own surprise, I haven't even seen the original series yet, so don't hate on me, but I do plan on watching it someday, so I will watch it someday, I promise. Okay, next will be Noblesse. If you've already seen my Noblesse reaction trailer, then you know that I was hyped going into this show. It looks crazy, and it's based off a webtoon, and you guys might know how I feel about the webtoon anime so far. They haven't been exactly up to par, but Noblesse, if you watch the OVA first, if you just go into the first episode, it's kind of weird, but if you watch the OVA first and then the first episode, it makes sense, and it's really good. I thought that it was insane. So I feel like since I'm a webtoon reader myself, I'll probably end up going and reading this after the season's over, just because it's really good, and I like webtoons for some reason. I like the format. I like how you read them and you just swipe through your phone. So yeah, another one that I definitely would recommend. So next, let's go to Talentless Nana. So in Talentless Nana, it's pretty much, it reminds me a little bit of My Hero, just because it's a classroom full of kids with powers, or teenagers with powers. But unlike My Hero, or maybe like My Hero, they have to fight monsters or enemies. We don't know what these enemies are yet because we haven't seen much. And the main character comes in, everyone has a talent, but no one knew what his talent was, so they called him Talentless. It's minor spoiler ahead. He has a talent that nullifies other talents. So he's pretty much Mr. Aizawa. But it's pretty cool. I don't know if I want to say this because this is kind of a spoiler, but it's just the first episode, so I don't think it's a big deal. But there was a plot twist at the end. I'm not going to say what. Maybe. I don't know. It kind of sucks because the girl, thought she was going to be like the cute, sweet girl, possible love interest character, but turns out she's a douche. So yeah, I do think that Nano's ability to nullify stuff is pretty amazing though. I feel like if he grew that and I guess evolved his power, or his talent as they call it in this world, he could be freaking nice against their enemies. I don't really know. Next show is By the Grace of Gods. Now in By the Grace of Gods, it starts off with this kid who lives with slimes, and then these dudes come, they're like knights or whatever. He kills one of their dudes, and then they're like, what the heck, is this like an 11-year-old living by himself, self-sustaining life? Then he made a lie like, oh, my grandparents died. Turns out he was isekai'd, and he was like 30, but he lived a pretty crappy life, so it was really sad and happy, I guess, that he's living a cool life now. But it was really unique because in the first episode, instead of showing them before they get isekai'd and getting isekai'd, it showed him in his state after being isekai'd as some 11-year-old kid, and then going back and showing him as some worker that had a horrible life and died. It seems like a really down-to-earth show. Not necessarily down-to-earth because it's so crazy because it's a isekai, but it's really chill. And he meets this girl at the end of the first episode, and I think it's gonna be a really nice, I don't know, romance. I don't know if I want to say that, but like just an overall show. I think it's gonna be cute between them, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. It's a pretty cool show so far. And when I said classic earlier, this doesn't even begin to describe it. I feel like Jujutsu Kaisen is going to be an instant classic. That's what the vibes I'm getting. I don't know if I'm getting out too far. I haven't read the manga, but I heard the manga's great too. But it seems like one of those shows that we're gonna look back on like 20 years from now and be like, damn, that stuff was classic. I mean, still have only seen the first episode, but Itadori is literally just built different, man. Animation is clean. I don't know what his name is, but the black hair guy that was trying to get the finger from the occult club, he seems like a Chad. And so is the guy with the eyes covered at the start. He has the black thing right there. He looks freaking insane. And I saw the preview for episode 2. I'm super hyped, so we'll see. Also, yesterday I started Wandering Witch's Journey of Elaina. I didn't know what to expect going in because I haven't really seen any witch shows. I haven't even started like Little Witch Academia like I've been meaning to forever. But, you know, Journey of Elaina actually isn't as bad, or I guess I shouldn't say as bad as you would think. More like it is better than you would think, because I don't think it was bad going in. I thought it would be like one of those like B-rated shows, you know, those shows that are good but they're not super great. But I'm not saying it's super great either, but it definitely did catch my attention right from not necessarily the beginning. I'm not gonna lie, first half of the first episode was kind of boring, but it definitely did get better, especially when the fights came in. So pretty much let me backtrack. Wandering Witch's Journey of Elaina is about this girl named Elaina, who is the youngest person to ever graduate from witch school, I guess. I don't really know, I don't remember, but she was 14. None of the witches would take her in as their apprentice to someday make her a witch, and then she ends up finding one that is different and out in the woods or whatever, and she does, but instead of teaching her how to be a witch, she just makes her do chores and stuff, and then at the end they end up fighting, but then it turns out she was just doing the chores and stuff just to make her mad, learn how to say no to things she doesn't want to do, and the animation of the fight was insane. The episode ends with her being 18, ready to go off into the world and journey like she's always wanted to because she's a witch now. And it's funny how she became a witch in the first episode, and it's been almost 1,000 episodes and Luffy's still not the Pirate King. This is bullcrap. But yeah, Journey of Elaina, I think it's gonna be really good. It might be one of those sneakers, one of those ones that like sneak into my top like 5 of the season. I don't know if I mentioned this yet, but I do plan on ranking these 10 or 11 shows every single week, or maybe every single time I make a video on them. I might actually do weekly. If you guys think I should do weekly rankings of these shows after watching the episodes, or just whenever I make the videos, let me know, because that'd be kind of cool, just seeing how they change depending on each episode. But yeah, and Journey of Elaina also might be creeping up with the waifu war, because Elaina is kind of a nice waifu. She's really cute. And the other waifu for this season that I was going to mention would be Tsukasa from Tonikawa for sure, because she is best girl, as I've mentioned many times before. So let's just move on to the next show, Akudama Drive. It was recommended to me by my boy Brady, the YouTuber too. I'll put his channel right here and in the link in the description, because he actually recommended me Journey of Elaina as well, and I think The Day I Became a God. We'll get to that later, but Akudama Drive, going in, I didn't know what to expect, and wow, the first episode definitely left an impression. The art style, whew, it is beautiful, and the transitions, they do the transitions in a weird way. I don't know how to explain it. If I can, I'll find a way to put some of it on the screen, but if not, you just have to take my word for it or watch the show for yourself. But they do the transitions in a way where, like, I guess the surroundings will pop up around you, and then it'll change the main central area, I guess, but it's just crazy. The main girl was kind of cute too, not gonna lie. Don't think that this is all I'm thinking about when I'm watching this show. It's definitely not. So Akudama Drive, pretty much the first episode centers around this one criminal, or Akudama as they would call them, that's gonna get executed. And this entity, I don't know exactly who, sends a message to like 5 different Akudamas or criminals, and they're all different. They're all really different. They go and try and save them, and then yeah, the episode ended pretty crazy. I think this is also going to be one of those top tier ones that we look back on, or it might actually be one of those underrated ones that we look back on, because I don't really hear anyone talking about it yet. That could just be me. I could just be stupid and not know where to look to hear about these cool shows. Let's move on. The next show is Adechi and Shimamura. So going into this, all I knew was the My Anime List description, where it said this girl has a dream where she kisses the other girl, and even though they're both not that way, and by that way I'm guessing they mean like bisexual or lesbian, but it says even though they both know that they're not that way, she still wants to be more than friends, so maybe they do end up becoming that way. But going in, that dream didn't even happen in the first episode, first off, but I'm not worried because it'll probably happen in the second episode. But second off, it was a little confusing. I don't know if it was just that I was too tired from watching a bunch of first episodes, because for some reason first episode of animes feel like they're 2 hours long, but I low-key couldn't keep up with the plot. I mean, I kept up with the gist of the plot, but like it kept going back and forth between different things, and I didn't really know what was flashback, what was current, if any of it was a dream. I don't know. But yeah, it's still very good, I feel like, if I knew what I was watching. I might have to rewatch it. I feel like this is just me. I think it's just my problem. If anyone else watched it, can you tell me if you're confused or not? But the art style is really great, as expected from any slice of life. And who doesn't like a good Yuri anime? Honestly, man, I think I'll enjoy it. I think I'll enjoy it once more stuff gets cleared up and I really start to see the plot, the gears turning for the plot, getting into it more. I like the opening too, not gonna lie, but I like a lot of openings. Now these next two I'm going to briefly touch over because I didn't actually watch them yet. But first, The Day I Became a God. Now The Day I Became a God, I just haven't watched it yet because at the time of recording this, the episode hasn't aired yet. I think it airs tonight or tomorrow. Second off, Higurashi. Now I'm kind of shook with Higurashi. I heard that it was gonna be a reboot that new fans could enjoy, but now I'm hearing that it's either a rebuild, like the Ava rebuilds where it's still the same thing but they change stuff so newcomers can still enjoy it. But I also hear that it's a direct sequel to the original series in 2006. So I don't know if I need to watch 2 seasons of Higurashi just to enjoy this, or if I can just watch it and like it. So if you're a Higurashi fan, or if you know anything about this, tell me. I might just say screw it and just watch the new series and then go watch the old one later. I don't know. But now I guess we're into the part where I should rank these series. As of now, I'm not going to include Higurashi or The Day I Became a God, obviously, because I haven't seen those yet. So let's get right into that part of it. Now I'm going to be ranking these 9 anime that I just talked about that I actually watched from 9 to 1. So first off, at number 9, we have By the Grace of Gods. Now I'm not saying By the Grace of Gods is a bad show at all, because it's actually not. I like it so far. But I just don't think I've seen enough to truly be drawn in, if that makes sense. Because I know what the guy's past was. I know that he got isekai'd, but I don't know anything about the isekai world that will draw me in and want me to keep watching. I do know that he meets a girl and that stuff might keep happening, but I don't know crap. But we'll see. Like I said before, these could change. So next week, this could be number 1 for all I know. Yeah, that's my number 9. Next, at number 8 is Adachi to Shimamura. Now, Adachi to Shimamura is really good, the parts that I understood. Now, like I said earlier, it's probably my fault, but I didn't understand a little bit. I'm actually going to go rewatch the first episode after this, probably, because I do want to understand the series. It's really good, the parts that I do know, though. Well, I do get the relationship between the two and how it's, like, kind of going. And I like that a lot. I do like how it's been, I guess, going. I don't know. I really do like Adachi to Shimamura's OST, though. And that's a big deal to me. I really think that music in anime, or just any medium, is very important to conveying what's going on and the mood of the room and just in general, the whole entire, I guess, piece of work. So definitely a good job for Adachi to Shimamura, and that's probably what puts it above the By the Grace of Gods. It's definitely the OST, and so far I care more about these characters than any character in By the Grace of Gods, because I only know the main character of By the Grace of Gods. Next, at number 7 is Talentless Nana. Talentless Nana, the episode wasn't exactly anything crazy. I do think the plot twist at the end was cool, though. That probably brings it up a bit more. I do like the general concept, though. And I definitely do think that it has a lot of potential to be one of those really good shows. And yeah, that's pretty much it for Talentless Nana. Next, at number 6 is Journey of Elaina. Wondering which Journey of Elaina, might I add, the actual name of the anime, or the Japanese name that I don't know, so don't ask me. Journey of Elaina, I feel like I know more of her character and care more about her character through that first episode than any of the other characters from the shows that I mentioned so far, from 9 to 7, because we see her, we know her motives, clearly. We know that she wants to become a witch. We see her struggle to become a witch. We see her become a witch, and now she's on her journey. And yes, this is kind of hypocritical of me, because I know we don't know any other characters yet, and I said that I want to know more than just the main character. But Elaina low-key makes up for it, because she's a great character and a waifu, not gonna lie. Yeah, that's what brings it to number 6. I think it's gonna be a really good show. Now, not gonna lie, the top 5 was really hard to choose, but at number 5, we have Dragon Quest. No complaints here about Dragon Quest. It was a phenomenal first episode. I think the second episode's out now. Probably gonna go watch that in a bit. But yeah, it gave me a sense of nostalgia because all the monsters from the Dragon Warrior games are there, or at least some of them. I liked Dai a lot. I really loved the episode. It reminds me of just a classic shonen, because that's what it is, basically. It's a classic shonen at the heart. I'm pretty sure it actually is shonen. No complaints here. Let's just move on. Now at number 4, we have Akudama Drive, because the art style definitely brought it up a bunch of points, and the general hypeness premise of the fights in the first episode and how unique all the different characters were, this is where it brings in introducing more than one character in the episode. I know more about the rest of the characters than I do the main character. So I'm pretty sure the main character is the girl. However, that's not really a complaint because each of the characters is great in their own way, and even the main character kind of has a cool moment where she lies and says she's like a criminal even though she's really not. I think this show is definitely going to be one of those top tier ones. Now, number 3. Top 3 was so hard. Jujutsu Kaisen is at number 3 right now. And I know that might piss some people off, and I definitely see where you're coming from. Jujutsu Kaisen is great so far. I just don't know if I've seen enough to believe in the hype. I believe in the hype, don't get me wrong, but I don't believe in the greatest of all time type of hype that people be bringing up. Like one of those like top 10 anime ever top hypes, or manga. I'm willing to change my mind if it gets better. I'm not saying it's bad already, because it's definitely not. It is amazing so far. But I'll give it the credit it deserves if it goes to that top tier level, which I don't doubt it will. I believe it will. So number 2, no one's gonna like me for this because it is biased at its greatest, but number 2 is Tonikawa, because I love Tonikawa Kawaii so much, but I also do think that it is peak romantic comedy, and I don't know, I just love it. That's really all I have to say, and that's why it's at number 2. Now, number 1 for this, I guess, first episode review thingamajiggo is Noblesse. Mainly because, oh crap, I don't even know how to say this without sounding stupid, but I guess if you didn't watch the OVA first, you kind of screwed yourself over. Well, the first episode starts where the OVA ended, but I didn't have that problem, so I thought it was great. And I love the main character, Rai, or the master of the principal. I don't know. I think it's just the whole like vibe of the show. I don't know how to explain it without sounding stupid. The Noblesse is number 1. So yeah, I guess in order: By the Grace of Gods, Adechi to Shimamura, Talentless Nana, Journey of Elaina, Dragon Quest, Akudama Drive, Jujutsu Kaisen, Tonikawa Kawaii, and Noblesse is at number 1. Higurashi and The Day I Became a God aren't on this list, obviously, but they might be next time because they'll actually be out and I'll actually have seen them. Now let me know what you thought of that top 9. Let me know what you think about this fall anime season. Is there any shows that I didn't state that you definitely think I should watch? Is there any that you think I shouldn't watch because they're gonna get shit based off of the manga or the light novels? Comment your thoughts below. Have a great day. And also, you thought you were gonna get away without any self-promo. Of course not. I always self-promo. Join my Discord, Shameless Weebs. Check me out on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram. All those links will be below. Weeb Wordo's link will be below, because that's where we do a group channel. And yeah, also remember, when I get to 1,000 subs, I'll be dyeing this hair after a anime character, and I'll put up a vote when I get closer to 1,000. But that's why you gotta make sure to subscribe. Also hit that like button. And if you think anyone would talk crap of my top 9, definitely share this with your friends. Man, this is why I hate making videos, because I feel like such a douchebag for asking and begging for likes, but I don't care because I like likes, because likes are likable. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Have a good day, guys. Peace out, and just keep on vibing.